Today, my husband is going to be in the hot seat and we are going to ask him questions you really should not ask your husband while you're pregnant. We're going to be asking him questions about my body type, if it's worse or better than he thought, about my boobs, about our sex life. It's going to get... It's going to get pretty intense, and I'm actually really, really nervous, but also true colors are going to come out today.
Welcome back to your Cup of Tea podcast. It's your boy Josh, and clearly we are going to be spilling the tea today because I did not know we were doing all that. Katie has I can see it right now. She has a whole list of questions on her phone.
He asked me to go over some of the questions. I was like, no. This is going to be like, you're going to get hit on the spot because I want the
I don't
truth.
want that, though. Promise.
We're getting to the bottom of this.
I don't want to be hit on the spot. I get a little nervous under pressure like that, especially like, look at that. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see her face. Like, she's giving me like the eyes, like, oh, we're gonna find out the truth today.
Okay, so if you guys are new listeners, I'm Katie. That's Josh. You know, we've been married for 2 years now. We're expecting our first child, which will be here in about a month and a half, 2 months.
Let's go! Super excited about that. Just got the crib and everything in. We're gonna be doing a nursery haul and everything.
I am like literally so pumped about that. But
if we make it there, the way you're talking is like these questions are like
Josh,
relationship
look at him
ending.
out here.
I don't know.
He's just distracting us from getting to the point. So we're gonna.
Can I know a juicy question and like I'll answer it later? But just is there a juicy question you have?
There's a couple.
Okay.
Are we? No. Do you want me to do it?
I thought.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
Are you gonna be sad when my boobs get smaller once I'm done breastfeeding?
That's one I can think about. I can think about that one.
Think about that one. Think about how you want to answer that.
Oh yeah,
one.
let's don't hit me with the hard ones like that.
Okay, I'll hit you with they're all hard. I'm just gonna hit you with the next one. They're all gonna be good. Okay. Did you think I would be as big or as little as I am? Like, I'm talking about my body type from pregnancy. Is it what you expected?
That's funny you asked that because like when you're saying that question, I didn't really know what you were talking about because I don't ever look at you and think like, oh my gosh, you're big. Like I don't think like that. Obviously I see your belly and like, oh my gosh, like, you're pregnant 100%. But I feel like being with you like the last couple of months, obviously like it's a slow change. So I see you every single day. Whereas like when I look at a video or a picture of you from before you were pregnant to now, I'm like, oh my God, you're pregnant. Like now
it's like, no, say what you would think because I thought the same thing.
I like, she got a bump, the bumpy bumping. But when I see you now, it's just like, I'm used to it. Like, obviously I know you're pregnant and like your body has been changing like slowly and gradually. And personally, like, I love the baby bump. Like
I like it too.
It could be a little bit bigger. I think if it's a little bit bigger,
we got time for it to get bigger.
Yeah, it's gonna get bigger. But
I don't want it to get too big.
But honestly, what's really has made me realize I was like, oh my God, you were skinny as hell. And
I was skinny. No, I'm just kidding. No, literally, I didn't even realize 100%. How skinny I was and like how fit I was as till now because I still feel like so fit and strong. But then like when I go look at videos, I'm like, oh my God.
Okay, I will expose myself a little bit here because we did do a maternity shoot the other day at the beach. Mind you, the waves are crashing against my legs. I'm sinking into the sand. I'm getting wet. And I picked Katie up. To be fair, I don't think I've picked you up in a while. Tell what happened. Go ahead.
Okay, so we're literally in Malibu about to do our maternity shoot. Yep. I'm like, Josh, pick me up for this video real quick. It'll be really cute. He picks me and goes, oh, and I go, and he puts me down and I go, if you ever make that noise again while you pick me up, I will beat you up.
I might have let out like the tiniest little grunt because
he was struggling.
I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, and the last time I picked you up, you're a little bit lighter, but that's fine.
To be fair, it is more weight than you were probably expecting because you haven't picked me up like that in like a minute. So like, I
don't want to. Obviously I used to pick you up, like we'd wrestle and stuff, but like she's pregnant now. Yeah. Like I don't want to hurt the belly or anything. So I feel like I haven't picked you up in a long time. And to be fair, I mean, you do way more, and that's fine. I think it's beautiful. Everything about it is beautiful.
Do you need a shovel?
I just wasn't expecting.
Do you need a shovel to keep digging yourself deeper in your hole? No,
yeah, it's just the start. I'm just slowly digging the grave for this podcast.
No, but I honestly I do way more. Like, so it's not even like 100%. Oh, you're fat or you're this or that. Like, there's a baby inside you.
I do work out. You weren't heavy.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I just was expecting, usually you're light as a feather. Yeah. So
now I'm as light as what now?
Now you're as light as what's a
A
little,
few feathers.
a few feathers, you know?
The whole bird.
Yeah, the whole bird maybe. But
Okay, so did you think though, my question is, as my body type now, did you think I would be bigger or smaller?
all that talking, I didn't even answer the freaking question.
Yeah.
I honestly thought you'd have like a bigger baby bump.
Uh-huh.
And
you think-
and I do want to credit Katie B. Like she's been very fit and active during this pregnancy,
Thank you.
which she's been blessed to be able to do that.
Oh, yeah.
But like if you just like right now I'm looking at you and like can't even tell you're pregnant. Like I
Yeah.
feel like your arms look the same, legs look the same, everything. Boobs look a little different, you feel me?
You feel me?
But she like the bump when you don't see the bump, if I look at you straight on, like there's no difference. And then you turn to the side and I'm like, oh my God.
I swear when I'm at the gym, like people will literally be looking at me and then I can see like their face drop. I think when they realize there's a belly, because sometimes from front on, I don't look as pregnant. And then I turn to the side and it's like, holy crap. Like there's like a big old belly. This girl actually came up to me at the gym. She was like a mom. She might've been like in her 50s. And she's like, I just want to say you look so amazing and you are crushing it, girl. And she was so nice. And she was like fit and shredded. She's like, I wish I could have worked out when I was pregnant. She's like, I believe her because she was like, I couldn't, I was so sick for both of mine. And I believe her because she is so fit now. So I'm like, she
100%.
clearly had the determination. She just couldn't. So I do know that it is such a blessing that I do feel really well during this pregnancy and I'm able to. But I thought that was really sweet that happened today.
But I mean, I did think the belly would be bigger by now.
Yeah. Okay. Next question. Have you ever thought during the pregnancy, I hope our kid doesn't do blank like her mom?
Oh, that is an interesting question. I feel like, yeah, actually multiple times. Guys, we interrupt the podcast for a quick shout out to our sponsor, HelloFresh, baby.
Guys, we are so excited about this one because we've actually been consistently using HelloFresh for almost 2 years now. We actually get it every single week. So basically what it is pre-bought and packaged food that it's fresh ingredients that you make from home and it gets delivered right to your doorstep. So I like to pick out, we'll do anywhere from 3 to 5 meals the week. And it kind of depends if we're going to be home or not. And you can also like skip your meals. But the reason we love it so much is because Joshy B and I always, for one, we never know what to cook. For two, we're always cooking way too much food. And this is like portioned out for just me and him. And if you guys wanted, if there was 2 people, if you want to get more, if you want to portion for 4 people and have leftovers, you can do that as well. And Josh, can you testify? Like,
I was going to say, I didn't know when to cut in because she was going in. But I just want to say shout out to HelloFresh because not only have they been keeping me fed every single night. They got my wife cooking. She cooks the most fire meals. Like I absolutely love the way these things taste.
They don't. I don't think we've ever had a bad HelloFresh meal.
Never.
And they
Every time after, I'm like, oh my God, that was so amazing. Like, why don't we order more than 5 a week? Why don't we double down on these orders?
It is nice because I am a little bit of a picky eater, but they have over 40 recipes
100%.
to choose from. And like, I don't like eating seafood.
I was going to say
like,
before,
I don't like onions. There's a lot of things I don't like. And there's so many options still for us to eat.
I'm a variety person.
Yeah.
And before HelloFresh, like we had like 3 go-to meals that we would cook because like we knew how to do it and it was easy for us. But HelloFresh, they took all the work out of it. It's easy. They send it to us. They give us the recipe and we just cook it. It takes less than 15 minutes to make.
I just like that it's like it's already planned. I don't have to go to the store and waste all the time. And then honestly, I feel like it's cheaper than going and buying all the ingredients. Like if you forget different spices or different things, like it literally is all packaged. So easy to follow the instructions. And it's just honestly like our favorite go-to. So if you guys want to check out HelloFresh, which we highly, highly recommend. We've told so many of our family and friends, we're like, try it out. Like it is literally life-changing.
This is like the best sponsor for this podcast because we
use
just
it daily.
love this product so much.
So if you guys want to check out HelloFresh, you guys can go to hellofresh.com/yourcoupletea50 and use code yourcoupletea50 for 50% off plus free shipping. So definitely make sure you guys give them a try.
50% off. Go check them out.
Have you ever thought during the pregnancy, I hope our kid doesn't do blank like her mom?
Oh, that is an interesting question. I feel like, yeah, actually multiple times. I'm not even going to lie because, you know, Katie B is a amazing angel now. And I didn't know her when she was a kid, but I've heard stories of her being, and you know, we all grow up, we change, we mature, whatever you want to call it. I've heard stories of Katie B being a brat, like as a younger kid, like 5, 6, 7?
No. Your stories are a little off.
Maybe
though.
I'm just hearing that, yeah.
Yeah, you're hearing the bad
100%.
stories. I was a really bad, like 2 and 3 year old.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know
wasn't
what
a
the
bad
age
kid.
is. Okay, that's fair.
I was like terrible twos, like, and it was just because I would cry all the time and have meltdowns because I was one, like, I didn't like different textures, like things would like, if something was like scratchy or something, I'd like have a full blown meltdown for no reason. And it wasn't like I was a mean or a bad kid because I was still too young to understand how to like talk and
You just
communicate.
knew what you liked and you knew what you didn't like.
I always wanted to be with my mom. And when I wasn't with my mom, I was crying. So like I was a difficult child, when I was like really little.
And that is 100% what I was like, what goes around comes around. So I'm like, it's only a matter of time.
I married a guy who I've heard stories.
Thankfully, yeah,
that was a little angel.
I was an angel, I will say. I feel like I was very good as a kid.
Let's just pray that our daughter is just like Joshy B and a good little kid and just listens to her parents, unlike me. No, but like when I was a kid, I was actually a really good kid. And like my parents, like I was very respectful to adults. Like I was not.
No,
mean to
yeah,
my
I'm not
parents.
saying,
Like,
I'm not putting it like that, but I feel like, you had your meltdowns. But like that was a little younger.
I was
but still,
at that
I hope we
age
don't have to deal with that.
where it's like they're so young, they just don't understand things. And I'd have like full blown meltdowns. Like I was definitely a difficult child.
Obviously, all kids have meltdowns, by the way. Like, I know we're
Yeah.
going to deal with that. But I mean, as far as like, to the levels I've heard,
Yeah,
and my stories, they might be skewed stories, a little exaggerated,
Families
a little
like
played
to
up for the
exaggerate a little.
family. Families like to exaggerate. But, because
would be that
when I
type?
look at you now, I'm just like, she's so perfect. There's just no way. There's just no way.
Oh, shut up.
My wife throwing a temper tantrum? Just
She-
no way. Her being a brat,
never.
she could never.
Okay. Are you nervous for the birth? And be honest.
Yeah, I'm nervous. Like I feel like everybody on the planet Earth would be nervous for that. It's something, first of all, I've never been through.
Yeah.
So it's going to be crazy. It's all new stuff to me. I'm excited about it, but I feel like everything good I've done in my life, I'm nervous before because, something new, something exciting like that, like you're always going to be nervous.
Yeah.
And also like there could be complications, like there's a lot that could happen, but at the end of the day, it's all in God's like hands.
Yeah.
So you just pray about it and everything. But regardless, I'm still going to be nervous.
Okay, that leads me to my next question, which kind of flows. Do you think you're gonna feel bad during my labor that I'm in pain, or like, do you feel like how do you think you're gonna feel? Like, because it's like I'm going through something and you're just kind of there. Like, do you think you'll feel guilty? I'm not saying you should feel guilty or you should feel bad, but I'm saying, do you think you'll feel bad or like feel like, oh my God, I wish like I could like do something to help?
That's an interesting question because I feel like I will help you as much as I can,
Yeah.
but obviously I can't push the baby out for you.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, I feel like it's a helpless feeling.
Yeah,
And I hate feeling helpless. Like
Yeah.
I wish I could do it for you. I wish I could take the pain for you or
But-
whatever, but I'm going to be there to support you
Which is really important.
and make sure that like everything I can do, I'm doing. And
Yeah.
at the end of the day, I can't push out the baby for you. So,
Exactly.
I'll be there cheering you on, rooting you on. And
honestly, that's all you really can do. So like, I feel like you just have to accept that like that is what it is.
yeah, and honestly,
and that makes all the difference when you have people, I feel like in the room who are like saying negative things or like just not being helpful.
just push.
Just
push the baby out already.
Like,
yeah,
I
no
didn't know.
no shit.
Like, but no, I just feel like it is like kind of like such a weird helpless feeling. Do you think you felt bad at all during pregnancy and be like, oh dang, I feel bad for Katie, or I feel like it's like I have to be pregnant for so long and like you don't. Do you ever feel like a little guilty or like? I'm not saying you should. I was just thinking these things of like what to ask. Like,
No, I like the questions are good. I do feel guilty when I'm having an off day or maybe if I'm a little sad about something or I don't know. And people have bad days, you know, and no one's perfect. And like when I'm having a bad day and then I look at Katie and I'm like, oh, she's doing all this and she's pregnant. Like I kind of feel like shit because I'm like, well, what am I having a bad day about? I don't have like I'm not growing a human inside of me. Or if like I'm a little overtired or, I could be short with her or whatever it may be. I feel like I feel bad because she has first of all, you always have the excuse. Like it could be, oh, well, I'm pregnant. Like, like this is why I feel this way, or this is why you should do this. But like for me, I have no excuse, and I don't need an excuse. But like I look at her and I'm like, well, she's happy or she's killing it or she's having a great day. Like she's growing a human inside of her. What the hell am I doing?
You're always the type of guy though, if you are having a bad day, you feel really guilty for having a bad day, which it's totally okay. Like I just want anyone who is listening, like if you are having a bad day, it's okay. Like everyone, even the happiest people will have
a bad day.
like bad and off days. Like I've had days where I wake up and you take it one.
I was gonna say, I was hoping you were gonna.
There
you go.
Yeah, I can't.
You guys didn't know Katie B could sing, but finish your thought. My bad.
But no, I just think that like a lot of times people see people on social media and be like, they never have bad days. And I will be honest, like I feel like we don't really have that many bad days, but they will come randomly. And like, it's just like you have an off day, things don't go as planned, or like sometimes your mood's just completely off and you're kind of fighting to like feel better or to feel motivated. And like sometimes you really have to push yourself, and some days it's just okay.
Let me tell you though, it is a slap in the face when Katie B does this. Literally, we'll be working out and I'm looking over and I'm like, I don't want to do another rep. And I'm looking at her and she's just going ham. She's going crazy in the gym, crushing her workout. And I'm like, well, what a piece of shit I am. No. Like, I don't want to do another rep. She's over there, got a baby inside her, and she's crushing her workout. I'm like, okay, like, here I go. Let me do another rep. But it's motivating. I like it.
Yeah.
It's good.
No, honestly, I feel like because I'm pregnant, I'm more motivated because I'm like, I'm not going to be able to work out for like a month after, and I'm going to miss it so much. It makes me feel so good. And I'm like, I feel so good. And it's helped my pregnancy so much that like, it is such a blessing to be able to work out and feel so healthy. So like, it's that extra motivation, that extra push. And like when you're working out, like normally you're just like, oh, I'm working out to be fit. Like this is like, I'm working out, preparing for a freaking labor, preparing to like, I don't know. It's exciting. It's like, I'm doing
She's ready
this
to be
and
a
I'm
muscle
pregnant and,
mommy.
like, extra fuel, you know?
What's crazy to me is like you were asking the question if I feel bad about the labor and everything. It's like I feel like Katie's gonna lay on that bed. No, I'm nervous. Hopefully. I might go take a shit and miss the pregnancy because she's probably gonna push out the baby.
I'll be like, let's go
fast.
I hope that's the case.
And I'm gonna come back from my poop and be like, oh my God.
Oh my God.
I took a poop and you pushed out a baby. What's up?
Then we can tell our kid what my dad always told me.
What?
Should I expose it?
What?
My dad used to tell me that my mom didn't give birth to me, that he pooped me out.
Oh God.
I believed a lot of things he said. Nah, for a long time I was like, did you really poop me out? But anyway, next question. Oh, this was one you might have been avoiding. I told you earlier. Are you going to be sad when my boobs get smaller? Because they do. Like if I'm breastfeeding, they're going to get bigger than they are now. And then if I stop, they're going to get like
do they really?
Smaller.
Yes. I feel like
I was just talking to a friend and I can confirm, and many girls can confirm, they will get bigger and then they will completely disappear. People, it's like, it feels like you went from like the biggest boobs ever to like nothing.
All right, guys, we interrupt the podcast to ask a quick question. Do you know how much money you spend on your subscriptions monthly? And this was a question I had to ask myself because I had recently just saw some bills come through and I'm like, how much am I really spending on all of this stuff?
Okay, I feel like it could be a lot more also because I know that I've been caught with just try it for free for 30-day free trial or 7-day free trial. And then I totally forget about it. And then like a couple months later, I'm like, oh my gosh, I totally forgot about this subscription.
If you guys don't know how much you're spending, you need Rocket Money because a fun fact, most people think they spend around $80 per month on subscriptions, but the actual cost people usually are spending is around $200, which is insane. And Rocket Money is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps you lower your bills all in one place.
Okay, yeah. See, that is something that I've needed in my life because
we got to lower the bills.
Yes, lower the bills. So stop throwing away your money and cancel unwanted subscriptions and manage your expense the easy way by going to rocketmoney.com/yourcupoftea. That's rocketmoney.com/yourcupoftea. rocketmoney.com/yourcupoftea.
I don't really know how to answer that. First and foremost, I want to say, I did say till death do us part, and I love Katie. I love everything about her. She's perfect, and no matter what, I'm a ride or die. I'm with her. So if the boobs do get smaller, which apparently they will.
He's like, apparently confirmed. I'm just hearing for the first time. This just confirmed.
It's just in. Let me Google that real quick. But apparently this isn't facts. I don't know.
Josh is like, are you
they
sure?
are gonna get smaller. You know, I've had my fun. with yeah, I don't-
We always have another. We'll have another kid.
there's always
We could have
we
a
can always
third
have
kid.
more kids.
We have another
No,
little fun
honestly,
experience.
I mean, I don't really, it's just an upside to having a baby. You
Well, I
know?
had small boobs before.
Yeah, and there's no shame in that.
You said that you love them. Now that
I
you
do
have big
love them.
boobs, you switch
I
up.
do love them.
Now you switch up because now I have bigger boobs.
I do love them.
He's like, I love them small. I also love them bigger.
Bigger, yeah.
Bigger. And I'll love them small again.
I love Katie B however she is. So
I know that you will. So
because I always
That's-
say like I love the belly too. Like
that's honestly why I even asked that question, because I know Joshy B loved. He would always make me feel so confident and so secure, like even not having big boobs, and that's why I also never felt like I was like, oh, I need a boob job, or oh, I want this, or oh, any of that.
Well,
So I've always felt so confident, even with
100%.
having small boobs,
as you should.
because my husband also always compliments me all the time and always gasses me up. So that's even why I feel confident enough to ask this question, because I know it's like a joking, because like most girls would be like, you don't like my body or this and that. I know you love my body no matter what my body looked like, and you're the most supportive husband. So that being said,
Honestly, if we're putting out flaws and everything, she might have small boobs, but what you guys don't know about me is I
Josh
have
has a
really
small-
big toe.
I thought you were gonna go and say something wild.
I was gonna joke about that, but like I didn't know where to go. Like, but I was like, I got a big toe. Anyways, let's move on.
He does have a really big
Let's
toe.
move on.
It makes it sound like I'm trying to say something else. I'm like, his big toe is really big.
It's huge.
Anyway, ew.
You can find me on Feed Finder. No, I'm just
No. Okay. What's one thing you wish I did differently during this pregnancy, if there is anything?
Ooh, I wish you did differently. Like I don't.
Because I wasn't sure if there was anything.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Okay, I do have something, and this might offend you. It might not. I don't know.
Uh-oh.
But I feel like I've said this before, but I'm going to just repeat myself. I was so excited for Katie B to just crave bad food,
I
you know? And again, here I am every night asking her to make me a cookie skillet. So, cookie with ice cream
It's
on
like
top.
10 cookies.
And she's over here being all healthy and whatnot. And I was just hoping, a little part of me, was hoping that you would really enjoy eating ice cream every night and cookies, and she doesn't. So if I could change one thing, that would be it. But honestly, that's kind of a joke too, because I appreciate that you're being like super healthy and everything, and on top of it for our baby, because like what you eat is fuel for the baby and yourself, and I want you to be healthy and great. But like once every year,
I'll have my ice cream and dessert, but I always do have a popsicle at night. It's just like a healthier alternative.
True. I mean, if I just had to say something like as a joke, that'd be one. And then I also was really hoping you'd have food, like crazy food cravings, so I could make fun of you about it. Like
never
you're
happened.
eating pickles and peanut butter. Like
30,
I think that'd be kind of funny.
32 weeks and still no cravings, but we'll see.
We'll see. We ain't there yet.
Okay. Are you nervous that we're not going to have enough time to have sex once the baby is here?
Whoa.
Or that we'll get too easily busy and not have time?
I don't think nervous is the right word for that, but I would more so say I'm nervous, and like this could go along with sex too, because I think sex is an important part of a relationship.
Yes.
But I think I would say I'm more nervous that like we would get carried away and just fall in love with the baby, which obviously we'll be in love with the baby, but like kind of like pull apart from each other. That's what I would be nervous for. And pulling apart from each other, I would also say sex is a huge part of that too, because like that's what connects us as like a relationship and everything.
Yep.
And so that's what I would be nervous for. But at the same time, like we do a lot together and we've always worked very well together. So I think we'll be on point with everything.
So that was actually another question was, what are you going to do to avoid once the baby's here and us getting distracted with spending time? Like what are you going to do to put that effort into a relationship?
Interesting. I feel like that is when it comes to the point in a relationship where it's like now you need to like schedule dates or have like a date day or date night like every week,
or small efforts.
Yeah, or small efforts as well, because like once you have a baby, like your life becomes more like, I would say, scheduled.
Yeah.
Especially in newborn. So it's like to still schedule that stuff in or make the little efforts. But I don't know, because I feel like when we have a baby, like it just is gonna make me love you even more. So I'm not really concerned about it, but that would be more like a 10-year concern. Like I've seen it so many times, friends, parents, like, you know, families, like the parents like really don't even seem to have a relationship anymore. They get so caught up in everything
This is something, my idea and like perspective on it is, I think a lot of times I see families will have kids and they get so distracted with loving their kid and like always putting their kid first, which I do think that you need to put your kid first, but not first in the household. I always think that you need to put your spouse first. Well, first
happy
things first,
spouse, happy house.
I think you put God first before, and then you have a good marriage. Then you put your husband and wife first, always before your kids, and then your kids. And that doesn't mean that your needs come before my kids' needs, but it's like we have to be on the same page. Like you always put your husband first, you always put your wife first. So that way we're on the same page, because we are a team and it builds us stronger together. And then we're going to raise the best kids because we're going to be on the same page. You know, I feel like that's really important, is always making that special effort to you and me. It's like doing little things for each other. It's like whether it's you bringing me flowers or you like making sure you're helping out changing the diaper, making it feel like it's a team rather than just like isolating each other as like we have a kid together, you know, rather than like 100%. We are in love with each other. We spend quality time with each other, because I think we can spend a lot of time together raising the kid. We can be together all the time, but it's like, how intentional is that time into putting into more of a relationship rather than just co-parents? Next question, Joshy B. This one, I'm really curious if you're gonna know this. Do you know how long we have to wait to have sex after I give birth?
I believe it's like 4 days. Is it 4 days? Because that's a long time. I'm just kidding. I think it's 4 to 6 weeks if I had to guess. And it all probably depends on like if you're hoo-ha rips down your butthole or like what really happens.
Why are we
like
calling it a hoo-ha?
You up and like all of that stuff, you know? Right? Because obviously that could happen.
Yeah. Let's not put that out there, because I really don't want that to happen.
That's interesting to think about.
It's normally I think about 6 weeks, and that's if you get cleared. You have 6 weeks, you have your appointment.
How do they like quote unquote clear you?
I think they just check to make sure everything's healing up, right?
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, honestly, that's not my main concern.
Obviously, because we're gonna be pretty busy with like I feel like stuff. But it is gonna be so weird. Like that's a long time. Like
it would be weird. Like 6 weeks is a good amount of time.
It won't feel as long, I don't think, because I think obviously like first week, like that won't even. Well, for me, it won't feel long.
I think time will fly. Like those 6 weeks will go by so fast because there's so much like new life events happening and changes going on in our life. So. But that would definitely be the longest time we've ever gone, like 100%.
Like, yeah, that's a long time. Okay, next question. Do you think I complain a lot during pregnancy?
Katie B doesn't complain at all. It's really annoying, actually, just to get into it. I was golfing this morning, and my buddy, every time I golf with him, actually, nice guy, asks every time, oh, how's Katie doing? How's the pregnancy going? I don't know what to say. I almost at this point want to make shit up because I feel like he's going to start thinking I'm like lying or bragging or like being a one-upper. Like, I mean, his wife's not pregnant, but she's had a kid. But like, I don't know what to say. Like, oh, dude, every time I'm like, oh, it's going so well. Like, I forget she's pregnant almost because she does everything she used to do, never complains. Like, I don't know what to say. Like, you don't complain.
I feel that way too, though, because like even since I've been so blessed and so lucky, and I feel like I always have to say that because it truly is a blessing, but also like I feel like I can't say like how easy it has been for me. Like, I mean, I guess there is like things that
I'll give you guys a little sum because this is really in the last 7 months the only thing that's happened. So the other day we were in Cali for a maternity shoot and a JD Fit photo shoot. New launch has dropped already if you're listening to this. Ooh. But she did. So in the middle of the night, I would say probably like 2 a.m. got a calf cramp real bad. Screamed, scared the shit out of me, which is fine.
This is only the second one that's happened. Apparently it's really common during pregnancy, but this one was the worst one ever.
But yeah, that scared the hell out of me. And then
I just was screaming. I was like, oh, what?
Yep.
And I couldn't stop. I was trying so hard not to scream, but that had to have been the worst pain.
And then like 5 a.m, like kind of woke me up, like saying she has had the worst headache ever. And like, you know, being the husband, I was like, oh, do you have medicine or anything? Like, the answer was no. So Yeah, no,
That is not how it happened.
no.
No. Okay,
Hear me
fine.
out.
I'll hear you
I was
out.
like, oh, it's okay. Like, obviously, the first initial reaction is like, oh, like, just try to go back to bed, whatever. And then she was like, yeah, I asked her, I was like, do you have medicine? She doesn't have medicine. So I'm like, okay, like, what's that? I was like, we were with another couple. I was like, does Mercedes have medicine? She's like, I think so, but like, I don't want to wake her up. And I'm like, okay, well. And now what do we do? Is like, oh, maybe just try to go back to bed. And then she's like, I'm just gonna go to the store and get medicine. I'm like, obviously I'm gonna go. Like,
Yeah.
duh. Like, I'm not gonna make my pregnant wife go to the store by herself. Really, she should have just stayed there, but she wanted to get out of bed.
I
And
just
like,
I had to get out of the house because this is what had happened is I had an excruciating headache all night long. And I would fall asleep for about 30 minutes, wake up in so much pain, and then like would try to fall back asleep. This has been going, it would literally felt like the longest night of my life. And then 5 in the morning, it got so bad. So from 5 to 6, I tried sleeping out on the couch near the like the
slept on the
ocean front.
couch?
Yeah, I tried sleeping on the couch because
T. Is that the first?
yeah, it was the first time I slept on the couch.
Wow.
It had nothing to do with you though.
I was slumped. So let me explain something real quick about myself, because if I don't have an alarm going off in the morning and knowing I have to get up for something, it takes me a second to get out of bed.
Yeah.
I don't just jump out of bed.
I
So like
jump
when
out of
she
bed.
initially like woke me up, it was like, okay, like go back to sleep. Like
I
one
didn't
of
even
those.
tell you I went to the couch though, and then you did say, "Where are you going?" I said, "I'm gonna go lay on the couch. I don't feel good."
That was sleep, Josh.
you were kinda,
'Cause
like,
real
sleeping.
Josh barely remembers that.
And so anyway, I went and tried sleeping on the couch, but it was so bad. Then I was like, okay, I'm just gonna sit up. I was like, I can't go to bed. I can't lay down. This is so uncomfortable. Then I waited till about 6-ish, and I was like, I'm literally like, I was like almost in tears. And I told Josh, I was like, I tried laying down in bed with him again, and then I was like, I think I'm gonna go walk up to the store and go get medicine because it literally was just up the street, like the one
Yeah,
I
it
was
was
going
close.
to.
It was close.
And so he was like, "Oh, like I'll come with." I'm like, "No, it's fine. Like I'm just." Or he tried to get me to go back to bed, and I was like, "No." I kind of got irritated because you were trying to get me to go back to bed. I was just in a lot of pain, and I was like, "No, I need to go." Like I don't think you realize how like serious this is. Like I was like, I am in so much pain, and then he's like, "Just go." You were kind of like still sleeping though. You're like, "Just go to bed, go to bed," and I'm like, "Josh, like I'm going," and then you were like, "Okay, like I'll come," and then I kind of felt like bad for like waking you up, and so like
Honestly, like didn't mind getting up once I was up.
yeah,
But
then
obviously
we got
at first
up
I was like, I'm
and we went and got coffee and stuff, and then I really was trying to fight it because you're not really supposed to take medicine while you're pregnant. So and I hadn't
Well, that
taken
was that was
I
the
hadn't
other
taken
thing.
medicine at all this entire pregnancy, like any which one was it?
Tylenol or
Tylenol
Advil.
you can have, but like still it's not really that great to take. And so I had fought the headache for so long. We got coffee and we got food, and it started to feel a little better. So I kind of like toughed it out a little. I bought the medicine just in case I'd have to take it, but I ended up not taking it. I was able to fight the headache for a little bit longer and it went away. But yeah, that was the only like really bad thing I think.
Yeah, that was the only thing I could even tell you guys. Like other than that, it's just she's been
yeah.
no complaining or anything, and that wasn't
Thanks,
even
babe.
complaining. She just had a headache.
Oh yeah, I wasn't even complaining. I was just like, get
That
me
was
to
the only
store
like
now.
situation I can even like come up with on the top of my head. It's been like so perfect.
What is something you admire about me? I added this in. It has nothing to do with the podcast.
What do you mean? Oh, I was like, wait, like what? Like, why is that a juicy question? That's not even juicy. Like, what? You just wanted to hear something good. Okay. Something I admire about Katie B is her willingness to always like stay true to herself no matter what the situation is.
Aw.
So, you know, she's always like at the end of the day, like I know if she gets put in a weird situation or I don't even know where I'm going with this. Not a weird situation, but like she's always going to be her. Like she's going to stay true to herself. She's going to be her. She's going to do the things that she loves and it makes me happy.
Aw.
And I don't know where I was going with that, to be honest.
You just love me.
Let's cut that out. And ask me the question.
No, I like this. Keep going. Just tell me all the things you admire.
We don't usually cut our podcast, but if we had to put a sponsorship in, we do. I honestly, I'm just was trying to think of like something different to say because I feel like I always say like the like normal stuff people say, but
Yeah.
Katie B is just a savage. Honestly, I love everything about her.
Thanks, babe.
She crushes everything, and she has a lot of willpower, and I like that. It motivates me,
Aw.
motivates people around her,
Thanks.
and she's pretty. You know,
That one was juicy. I liked it.
Was that good? I don't know, because I feel like I like halfway through it, totally lost my train of thought. I was like,
No, it made sense. It made
I don't even
sense.
know where I'm going with this, to be
Okay,
honest.
we only have a couple questions left, so let's finish them up.
Okay,
And they're
I'm
good
listening.
though. They're good.
Talk to me.
Okay. Where can you see us struggling the first few weeks of parenting, and how do you think we can fix it?
Ooh, I would say definitely struggling with like sleep and everything there, because I feel like getting sleep is going to be the hardest part about being a parent in the
Do you think
beginning.
that's going to be our biggest struggle? Because I don't think that's going to be our biggest struggle.
What do you think is going to be our biggest struggle? Like, I feel like if you talk to anybody about having a newborn, like that's the hardest thing.
I think our biggest struggle will be navigating what our life was to what it is, and like getting out of
Really?
the house as much. Because I feel like we are such go, go, go.
Well, yeah, besides,
Because I
yeah,
feel the
okay.
reason I'm sure sleep will be a problem, but the reason I don't think it's going to be too big of an issue is because we both don't work standard jobs where we have to leave for work at a certain time. So in my head, I'm kind of like, oh, we can probably, like, if I really need a nap or I'm really tired or we didn't sleep, like I could sleep while you're watching baby or doing something, then like vice versa.
True.
So that's the only reason I'd say maybe not, that might not be our number one.
I was gonna say, okay. If not that, then I would say scheduling things, because
Yeah.
I feel like you said, we go with the flow and we're just kind of like
Just leave. Like, or just
spontaneous. We'll just leave.
we're not
you know,
really huge schedule people. We are list people. Like we have our to-do list, but we are not time scheduled people, I don't think.
No, I agree.
So that I think is going to be a little hard for us.
Yeah, I
Not me
think that would
answering my
be
own
odd.
question.
Yeah, no, but I agree, because the sleep thing might not be as hard as I think. I still think though, like, you still, regardless, you lose sleep. Like if you only sleep 3 hours a night and then you get to take a nap, it's still not the same as like sleeping 8 hours, like
No, I
all the
agree.
way through. You're still not getting as good as sleep.
I
So I
agree.
still think that would be a problem. And then like being overtired on top of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like the schedule thing. I think that will be an issue, but I think you just become a schedule person,
Yeah, you
or
just have to learn how. I mean, that's everything with a baby. Like, there's gonna be things we don't know how to do, but it's like you have to learn your new life.
yeah.
You know. Okay. Last question: has being a partner to your wife, like being married, been easier or harder than you imagined? Like me being pregnant, this whole pregnancy thing. Like from what
Has
you
that changed it?
No. Has it been easier or harder than what you imagined our relationship, our life like while I was pregnant? Has this whole experience been easier, or has it been harder than you had previously imagined?
I mean, if you just go back to every other question, I mean, way easier, honestly. I feel
You
like I
think?
couldn't imagine it being easier
Were
than
you-
this.
were
I
you-
would say this is probably as easy as a pregnancy gets. Like, there's no way. How could it even be easier? I don't even know.
Let's hope the labor and delivery is. Let's hope our baby is just an easy baby.
Yeah, and
That would be a blessing.
God willing, will be a blessing. But yeah, and honestly, I would say if anything, it scares me going to like a future pregnancy, because
know.
it's been so good. And I've heard stories about this where like the first pregnancy was so easy, and then the second one, like they were sick every day or whatever.
I'd
But at
rather
the end
the
of the
first
day-
one be easy and the second one be hard, because
Yeah.
then you're more willing to be like, oh, let's have another baby. And then you're already too deep to where you're pregnant. You're like, oh my gosh, this is tough.
Yeah.
Rather than it was tough, it's like you're dreading it so bad. So it's like, I don't dread being pregnant again, which is a really good thing. for
But
me.
again, I mean, that just goes back to what I was saying earlier. I think like you have the willpower and everything to get through something like that anyways.
Yeah.
So I think whatever would be hard for someone, like you would find a way to make it easy as
Yeah.
best as you could.
as best as, yeah. The
But like
situation.
obviously there's some things you can't control. But I
Yeah.
think like a lot of it, like even like having a headache that one day, it's like a lot of it comes down to health and everything, and drinking enough water or doing certain things to put yourself in at least the best situation possible
I do
to feel
agree.
the best. And I think you usually always do that.
I
so.
always do try and put myself in the best.
But yeah, I was gonna say it couldn't get any easier. So obviously the answer would be easier.
Anything that you thought of during this pregnancy that you'd like to share?
That I'm excited to have a baby. And honestly, I feel like you'll be pregnant again pretty soon. Like if
Really?
if I had to put money on it, yeah, I would say so. I don't know, because I
Okay,
feel like
that
once you have a kid, and just like for us, I just think we're both at the point of our relationship where it's like we're ready to like have a family and everything.
Mhm.
And so it's like, why wait? I don't know. I see like now, like I don't know,
Pause. I'm
all
just kidding.
all the time in California when we were there doing that shoot and everything, like I
Oh.
see like you know, two little sisters running around, or
Oh my
like that little
gosh.
girl. So we were walking down the boardwalk,
There's a
and
little surf camp.
yeah, they had a surf camp, and there was the cutest like little girl with a backpack, literally bigger than her. And on the boardwalk, it's probably like not less than a quarter of a mile that the kids walk, but the parents drop them off, and like the leaders or whatever they would call
Or
them,
guiding them to walk.
they'll guide them down to where the camp is. And so you just see this little girl waddling down the boardwalk by herself with a backpack bigger than her.
All you see is like little legs
The
like
little-
waddling side to side, and literally
It's so cute. Like
watching-
I don't know. It just it makes me think like I'm obviously ready to have like a family.
Yes.
Family. Like obviously we have a family coming, but like we've talked about having more than one kid,
Yeah.
and like I see like little sisters playing, or like a brother and sister, or brothers playing. And it's like
Yeah.
that's so cute. And
When we were seeing all
want
those
that.
kids at the camp, I was like, oh my gosh, I can't wait till our baby girl is like, well, obviously I don't want to rush her being older, but I can't wait to see our kids do all these things. Like it is just so precious. And it really made me think, I was like, I am like so excited for this next chapter of our life. So we are super blessed. We thank God so much for every day for this blessing. It is a huge blessing. And we're just very excited for this next chapter.
So with that being said, we'll see you guys in the next podcast. Peace.
Bye guys.